Today we're heading to Austin, Texas for the Circuit of the Americas, or as most people call it, COTA. Now this is not your classic old school circuit like Imola or Spa, where they basically linked a few country roads together many years ago. And it's definitely not a street circuit either. COTA is a fully engineered track, designed from scratch by Hermann Tilke, the man behind almost every modern Formula 1 venue. When Tilke gets the job, he's usually handed a huge piece of land and a blank sheet of paper so he can build exactly what he wants. And the beauty of that is, he can design safety into the track, instead of having to adapt it to existing roads or city layouts. You can really see that in Austin. The runoff areas are massive, the track itself is wide, and the corners are generously open. For example, COTA's width is almost double that of Zandvoort. That means incidents are much rarer, and when they happen, cars often don't even hit the barriers. Last year, Hamilton went off at turn 19, a high-speed corner, and still managed to stay clear of the wall. So overall, COTA is a very safe circuit. But there is a downside to having such wide spaces. Sometimes flag posts are way too far from the driver's view. The light panels are positioned quite well, but the physical flags can be hard to spot because they're so distant from the racing line. Now, if you know Tilke's work, you'll immediately recognize his style here. Turns 2 through 10 are his signature. A fast-flowing sequence inspired by Suzuka's S-curves or the Beckett's Chapel section at Silverstone. Tilke loves to have this kind of fast rhythm wherever he can. You'll find it in Istanbul Park, Sepang, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, everywhere. At COTA, turns 2, 3, 5 and 6 really feel like Suzuka, while 7 to 10 remind me of Korea International Circuit, another Tilke track. And speaking of Istanbul Park, remember that famous turn 8, the long left-hander with 4 apexes that challenges drivers' necks? Well, Tilke basically brought that idea back here in Austin, with turns 16, 17 and 18. Same concept, just one fewer apex. It's a spectacular section to watch. Now let's talk about track limits, because that's always a big topic at COTA. The curbs here are wide, very wide. In fact, back in 2017, Verstappen overtook Raikkonen for the podium at turn 17, but crossed the white line and lost his result because of it. Cutting or running wide happens a lot here in Austin, since those wide curbs can tempt drivers to take an advantage. Recently, some curbs, including the one at turn 19, was repainted and narrowed to stop cars from going fully off track. It's a small change, but it helps race control keep things fair and consistent. Now about that long back straight, it's one of the longest on the F1 calendar, roughly 1.1 kilometers, about 0.7 miles. It even has a gentle bend, but drivers still go flat out all the way. That's where Alonso and Stroll had their scary collision in 2022. Alonso literally went airborne. At those speeds, straights are always a bit dangerous. There's only so much you can do when something goes wrong at 320 kilometers an hour. And finally, my favorite part of the whole track, turn 1. It's unique, a steep uphill climb to a blind apex, surrounded by huge grandstands and general admission area full of fans, and that massive American flag on the hilltop. Even though Tilke is known for reusing ideas from other circuits, turn 1 at COTA is pure originality. It's got character, challenge and spectacle all in one. Overall, COTA might not have the history of Spa or the chaos of Baku, but it's a very complete modern track, fast, technical and above all, safe.